Oh, hi friends, Doc South with you. Gosh, I gotta get back here more. Okay. Note to self, back off from the camera, right. Let's see. I noticed on Facebook there was evidently a well-hit posting showing a radiator, a steam radiator with a built-in food warmer. Somehow or another, they cut some of the ribs out of the radiator and stuck in a tin food warmer. You could heat your food in there. And actually, yeah, you could with the right radiators. Oh, gosh, yes. I was thinking a lot of people, younger folks, may not actually even know what a radiator is. All of a sudden, it just hit me. Almost everyone has baseboard now. Baseboard is just another way of, is another style of radiator, I guess. Except usually with baseboard, it's not steam going through, but just hot water. Real hot water and lots of ribs, fins on the pipe, and they're pretty efficient. But radiators did a very good job of heating homes. Most of you, I don't think I have to describe what a radiator is, but to try to picture one. But it's just it's an area where evidently a lot of steam can gather. You got all these ribs filled with steam. The steam comes up from the boiler down in the basement. Through well, back then they probably used asbestos to to insulate the steam pipes going up to the radiator. You didn't really want those steam pipes being bare because by the time the steam got up, by the time the steam got up to the radiator, it might have already condensed back to just hot water, and you'd have a problem then, because what would happen is the water would get stuck in the pipe between the boiler and the radiator, and there would be these blasts, these bangings that would happen. If you're my age and you grew up in a steam radiator house, you can remember the radiators. You hear ching 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 bang, ching 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 bang, like that, bang bang bang, like, oh my God! It basically, that was steam, bubbles of steam trying to get through the water in the return pipe. Oh. Also, if you didn't tilt the pipes coming out of the boiler properly, sometimes the steam would get stuck. You wanted it. You wanted the pipes tilted, if I recall right. You wanted the pipes tilted so that the water would flow. Any water that formed in the steam pipe would flow downhill back to the boiler. Right. That would be the case in many a steam radiator heating system. They also sometimes had return pipes that would, once the steam had traveled through the radiator, turn back to water. They had a pipe that would actually return the water, the hot water, to the boiler, and then turn it to steam again, and the cycle would continue. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And of course, they had I think you had these little air vents that on a steam radiator that would whistle sometimes. Yeah, you'd that's sort of that was, I think, to let air. I think these things were meant to let air out of the system, but not let the steam. Evidently, when the steam would hit one of these little vents, the heat would somehow shut down the vent, so you weren't throwing steam into the room. Yeah. Not that it would be, that could be dangerous if it was a lot of steam coming in, but generally it wouldn't be. But they'd kind of whistle till eventually they got hot from the steam, and then they had a way of shutting down. I guess the heat somehow from the steam expanded and somehow closed off the steam port. They were great. I remember. I think in the house I lived in, which was I think a 3-story a house. I honestly, I think there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably about 10 radiators in the house, and they kept this big old house warm. And boy, that house was drafty and sat out where the wind really hit it. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't too bad. Again, though, if on days like after a blizzard and you lost power, you'd look and there'd be snow on your radiator. Somehow or another it would come in through the cracks in the windows and stuff. Oh my gosh. But I got to say, radiators were generally a pretty cool thing. I don't know. I guess now people might use them for decorations, although I guess most of them have been turned to scrap now. Sort of a shame. They were pretty cool. They were pretty hot. Yeah, hot item, radiator. Yes, sir. And heavy. Oh my gosh, you go to lift a radiator, man. Bring your muscles and a few friends with muscles too. My gosh, yes. Good old steam heat. Yeah, well. And actually, I think it worked just fine. I think often the nice thing with radiators was you did get some humidity from the steam blowing out of them, from that vent. And the house was a little more humid, which I think actually in winter is probably a good thing. A lot of the baseboard heating, it's all and hot air. Next thing you know, you got a cold all winter long. Yeah, nose itching and stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd say just kind of cool. Yeah, radiators. I guess now and then you see them in some of the old houses, but I don't imagine too many places they're set up to use them now anymore. But they were pretty cool back in the day. I'll see you later, friends. Yeah, you put a pillow on that. If you have a cat or something, put a pillow on the radiator. That's where the cat's going to be all winter. Snoozing away. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye now. God bless.